First guest tonight, Republican Congressman from Texas, Ronny Jackson. He joins me now. Congressman, so great to have you here tonight. Welcome.
Thank you, Jen. I appreciate you having me.
So what do you make of this new batch of classified documents now found in a second location? And do you believe that even more documents will be discovered in the coming days?
Oh, I absolutely do. I don't know what's going on here. A couple of things might be happening. One, I think that there were people that knew all along that these documents existed. And I think whenever the Trump Mar-a-Lago fiasco happened, I think a lot of people since that time have been deciding that they need to cover their butt, essentially. And I think that they've decided that they've got to be the ones to turn this over, get it out there and try to, because they know, I think, ultimately that this was going to come out anyways. So either that's happening, because I honestly don't think that this is good for the Biden administration. I don't think the Biden administration wanted all this to be exposed. I think someone's doing it, even though it's his lawyers doing it, I think it's his lawyers trying to cover their butt right now. Or the other thing that could be happening here, Jen, is that I've been saying for a long time that the Democrats are going to have to figure out a way to get rid of Joe Biden. They don't want this man to run for president again. He's a recipe for disaster in the next presidential election. So I think, a lot of people thought it would be his cognitive issue. I thought so as well. But I thought, well, maybe they won't go down there because that's admitting defeat that they put this cognitively incompetent man in a position like the president of the United States. I said all along, I thought maybe they would let the Hunter Biden thing blow up a little bit. But maybe this is what they're doing. Maybe this is the first shot that they're going to fire to try to get him in a position where he ultimately has to resign or at least has to decide that he's not going to run again. Something's going on here. A lot of stuff's been exposed. Like you said, the Penn Biden Center is nothing more than just an area where it looks like they just launder foreign money and hook up their closest allies and their confidants and pay them large salaries. So, but somebody knew those documents there. They were supposedly locked in a closet, so someone knew there was something special about them. And Biden's ultimately responsible for it. And like you said, people have said this is apples to oranges with Biden and Trump. And I agree. It's much worse with Biden because he was the vice president, not the president. He didn't have the ability to declassify these documents, and he didn't have the authority to keep these documents for a period of time after he left office to go through them before they went to the archives, which President Trump did. So it's a big difference and it's a big deal, and he needs to be held accountable, and we will do that in the House, and that's what they're worried about.
I know that you and your colleagues are pushing for that accountability. You've been talking about investigating the Biden family. A lot of people asking questions now. They knew about this just 6 days before the midterm elections when we all expected that massive red wave. They knew about it then. Why are we just finding out now? Is there any reason that you think that maybe they saw these investigations coming and said, you know what, we better put this out there before the Republicans uncover it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that they did hold off on doing that until after the midterm elections. They didn't want to, cost themselves any potential seats in the Senate or governor's seats or anything else that was out there. So I think that there was a political motive for dragging their feet on this. And it's the DOJ, once again, the Biden administration controlling different aspects of the government and using them as a tool to go against their political adversaries. And so, yeah, I think that they knew full well what the consequences here were.
So listen to this. Former president of UPenn and current ambassador to Germany, Amy Gutmann, she said the quiet part out loud back in 2018 about the Penn Biden Center. Listen to this.
The unmatched personal connections that Joe Biden has with world leaders is equally important to our students, our faculty, policymakers, and the work of this new center. And it's equally important because it is absolutely essential in furthering diplomacy and global engagement that is needed to advance the world order.
So the Penn Biden Center was meant to advance the world order. I mean, some call it the new world order or the liberal world order. The Davos crowd. Congressman, how deep does this go?
I think it's it really is the Biden crime family. That's on full display for everybody right now. And he was peddling the influence for his own benefit. Obviously, like you said, we had foreign governments coming and putting millions of dollars into this. We had the University of Pennsylvania paying him over $1 million in salary. And Hunter Biden was out there peddling his father's name all this time. It looks like the same thing's going on at the university now. They're using the Biden influence to basically bring in large amounts of foreign money. And so I think that there's a lot here. I think we're just scratching the surface right now, and I think this is going to come back on the university. It's certainly going to come back on the Penn Biden Center, and hopefully it comes back on the Biden family. I mean, it's just the stuff that they've gotten away with since he got into politics is ridiculous.
Congressman, I only have about 30 seconds left, but some of your colleagues have called for this. Do you believe that a special counsel should be appointed here? And is there any talk on the House floor to draft up articles of impeachment against Joe Biden?
There absolutely should be a special counsel. counsel. There should not be two different standards of the law here, one for the Republicans and one for the Democrats, one for Trump and one for Biden. So there absolutely should be a special counsel. We should dig into this. And I do think that eventually, in short order, this will start leading to talk of impeachment on the floor of the House.
Well, we'll be watching closely. Republican Congressman from Texas, Ronny Jackson, always great to have you here, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen.
And who else remembers the fake news completely hyperventilating over the apparent classified documents at President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate? They wanted him to go to prison.